What were the medical consequences?
I was terrified.
It's the taxpayer-funded system that's supposed to get you through your final days.
I didn't feel protected. I didn't feel safe.
Hospice care to help those who are dying and their families.
They said, "You're in hospice." And I said, "What? What are you talking about? Do I look like I'm in hospice?" She goes, "No, no."
I'm with CBS News. Do you mind opening the door?
A CBS News investigation found it is ripe for fraud, especially in California.
Yep, you can't throw a rock without hitting a hospice.
Hundreds of red-flagged providers vanishing overnight.
Well, there's no hospice there.
Companies accused of overbilling.
How does that make you feel?
Real patients being denied care.
Really sad, because I talk to them every day. I'm sorry.
Costing hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars.
You can't explain that. There's no explaining that.
What's being done about it?
Is my government doing anything to protect my taxpayer dollars?
I share it. I have the frustration.
And why it's costing so much more than money.
It makes me lose faith in the system that is built to protect us. Oh, you got a point. Woo, that was great. Let's do it again.
Lynn, you are old and in hospice, so I would be a little bit more proud about my accomplishments, but
69-year-old Dr. Lynn Ayani just ran me up and down the pickleball court. But 2 years ago, she was, according to Medicare records, dying in hospice care.
I was in treatment as physical therapy, simply because I had had a kind of an injury on the pickleball court. The administrator at the office was like, "They're not going to pay any of your claims." And I was shocked. They said, "You're in hospice." And I said, "What? What are you talking about? Are you kidding me? Do I look like I'm in hospice?" She goes, "No, no, I know you." And when
Ayani's Medicare number had been stolen and used by a company to fraudulently enroll her in hospice care, which she obviously didn't need. That meant Ayani had no coverage and no easy way of getting unenrolled from hospice.
obviously this was a major hassle. Lots of phone calls, lots of paperwork. What were the medical consequences?
I was terrified. I mean, you know, something can happen. That's why you have health insurance of any kind. And just to think you're literally without coverage because of some ridiculous, fraudulent thing.
My name is Adam Yamaguchi. I'm with CBS News.
A CBS News investigation found an industry ripe for fraud, especially in California. Companies accused of overbilling, real patients denied care, and it's costing hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars. The hospice Ayani was fraudulently enrolled in is called Fortuna. When we called, no one answered.
The mailbox is full and cannot accept any messages at this time.
The state of California increased monitoring of the hospice industry 4 years ago, identifying the hallmarks of fraud. Fortuna has 2 of them, and it's hardly alone. CBS News analyzed every hospice licensed in LA County, more than 1,700, and checked for the same warning signs the state used, like multiple hospices packed into one building, or caregivers whose patients, supposedly at death's door, are discharged alive. 3 years after the state crackdown, which included a moratorium on new hospice licenses, our investigation found more than 40% of agencies still show at least 3 of these state-defined indicators of potential fraud.
So Victory Boulevard seems to be a hotbed of...
Yep, you can't throw a rock without hitting a hospice.
Sheila Clark, a hospice patient advocate, took us to what she described as the ground zero for hospice fraud, a 3-mile stretch of Los Angeles that's home to nearly 500 hospice company offices.
There's one hospice here that hits all 6 of California's red flags of possible fraud.
Well, there's
Says
no
it's a
hospice there.
Legal office.
Yeah.
With a ton of mail just
Yeah,
sitting
look
there.
at this.
This agency, VML, hit every fraud indicator in our analysis and billed Medicare roughly $49,000 per patient, about 3.5 times the national average.
They need their curative treatment. They need their you know, they need to be taken care of. They need to know that they can get what they need when they need it, not hit a roadblock because somebody's scammed them.
The number you dialed is not in service.
Clark tells us when offices like these close abruptly, it's real patients in desperate need who pay the price.
How does that make you feel as somebody who deals with patients who need this?
Sad, really sad, because I talk to them every day. I'm sorry, I can't.
I wonder how they can go for a full year and still not have their license revoked. Is that a systemic failure?
We need to be responsive to the red flags and react to them, not just count them, but do something, take action. Our main lane is the accountability side, the criminal investigations, the civil investigations. That's after the damage is done, though, unfortunately.
State Attorney General Rob Bonta says his office has brought hospice fraud criminal cases against 109 defendants and about 24 civil cases.
What would you say to citizens who are throwing up their hands and saying, how long is this going to persist? Is my government doing anything to protect my taxpayer dollars?
Again, I share it. I have the frustration. So to the citizens that remain frustrated, I understand. I share your frustration. Please know that we have increased our efforts. We're working overtime on prevention and on accountability, and we will continue until hospice fraud in California is rooted out.
CBS News reached out to the almost 60 hospices that have 5 or more flags. Many numbers were disconnected or went straight to voicemail. Representatives at some others denied any fraud and said they run legitimate hospices with real patients. Back in Van Nuys, we tried the hospice right next door to VML. We knocked, then called during the posted business hours.
You can't leave a message because the person you call has a voicemail box that hasn't been set up yet.
Wow.
Bye.
We couldn't reach anyone, and we'd soon realize these operations may be connected, part of what advocates describe as a web of hospice agencies that come and go, but continue submitting a steady stream of bills to taxpayers, whether the patients are dying or, like Ayani, are still out playing pickleball.